Every time I freaking film, I'm always out of focus because I can't see. But this looks in focus to me, so I hope it is! Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Heather. If you have seen me before, then you already know that my name is Heather, so welcome back. This week's video is the last video for this year, this school year, that I'm going to be filming in my lovely apartment here because I am moving home this weekend, so just an FYI that my background's going to change, but don't worry, I'm coming back here next year, so she'll be back and better than ever in September. Just wanted to give a little disclaimer there. Anyways, for this week's video, I wanted to talk about the pros and cons about being in a lesbian relationship. And don't get me wrong, the pros definitely outweigh the cons, but there are some cons. And I just want to say that this is like a joke video, obviously. Every relationship is different, and some of these things may apply to your relationship, some of them may not. You know, this is just from my experience in a lesbian relationship for over 3 years. This is what I have noticed are the pros and cons. So I'm just going to be going back and forth and sharing a con and then a pro and then a con and a pro, you know, just going back and forth. So, yes. Anyways, that's enough rambling. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first con of being in a lesbian relationship is that your clothes may begin to go missing, because in this sort of relationship there are two women, and if you are the same size and fit into the same types of clothes, your girlfriend may decide that she wants to wear that shirt that she sees in your closet that belongs to you, and then when you decide to get dressed in the morning and you go wanting to wear that shirt, it may not be there because your girlfriend may have taken it. So just be aware of that if you're going into a lesbian relationship and you guys have the same sort of style and same size in clothing. You may notice that your shirts begin to disappear after a little while. On the other side of that coin, a pro about being in a lesbian relationship is that you can share clothes. If you're the same size and you have the same style, you basically get to double your wardrobe and have way more clothes because you and your girlfriend can share if the circumstances apply to you, which is fantastic. Alaya and I share clothes all the time. I literally think that half of my closet is her shirts, and we have the same shoe size, which is fantastic, so we're gonna have a bunch of shoes that we can just share all the time when we move in together. So that is definitely a pro and a con at the same time, but you know, I think the pros of that outweigh the con of it. And let me just add a little bonus along with that. Even if you don't wear the same size, you can get insight and help picking new clothes, because I feel like girls understand style a bit more because you, even if you don't have the exact same style, you know sort of the trends and stuff when you're the same gender in a lesbian relationship, so that can be very helpful. Alaya picks my clothes 99% of the time. The next con in a lesbian relationship is that if you both experience periods, that is double the periods, double the emotions, and double the amount of period products that you have to go through. This can be a good thing because you'll both understand each other. If you both experience periods, then you can empathize, you know, but it also means that there's going to be some tension, and especially if your periods sync up, which can happen. So it could be a bit of a situation if you're both moody on your periods. That could be, you know, an issue, but you know, it's okay. I mean, I know I get very, very emotional on my period, and Alaya just, she gets me and she knows how to handle it, and so with time, obviously, you'll get used to this, but it can be a bit of a con to have that high emotion in the house if you're both on your periods, and to have to go through so many products. One person themselves can go through a lot of period products, so if you get two, then it's gonna be even more. The second benefit about being in a lesbian relationship is that you are more likely to have similar interests. Now, don't get me wrong. There are many straight couples who have similar interests, but I'm just saying from a general perspective, I feel like it's easier for two women to have similar interests as each other because you have the same experiences, or not the same, but you have similar experiences in life as women. And just in a general sense, I feel like it is more likely for two women to have the same interests than a woman and a man. But again, this isn't obviously for everyone. Every couple is different, and you may be in a lesbian relationship where you guys have completely different interests, or you may be in a straight relationship where you guys have the exact same interests. But, you know, I just feel like the chances are a bit higher in a lesbian relationship. The third con is that in lesbian relationships, fights tend to get very passionate because women tend to get more emotional in their feelings in a relationship, and they tend to be more likely to want to talk about their emotions. Again, I'm just generalizing here. Obviously, everyone is different, but that means that when you get two women in a relationship together, emotions can get very high very quickly, and fights can be extremely passionate, but it's just because you love each other, so it's okay. It happens. And you learn to deal with it, and you learn the best way to discuss things that you may not agree on or you may be having conflict about, if you know what I mean. On the other side of that coin, though, another pro about lesbian relationships is that you can understand each other a little bit better than a straight relationship because, like I was saying earlier, you're both women and you both sort of have the same kind of experiences in life. You know what it's like to grow up as a woman, so when things are going on in your partner's life and you're both women in a lesbian relationship, I feel like it's easier to empathize with them and know how to share your feelings and get closer and deal with those problems that may occur because you sort of know what it's like to be in their shoes to a certain extent. The next con is one that really just grinds my gears, but it's okay, and that is that nobody, and I mean nobody, is ever going to think that you're in a relationship. Everyone is always going to ask if you're sisters, if you're cousins, if you're best friends. I don't know what it is when people see two women together being a little more than just friendly, having romantic experiences together, holding hands, kissing, and they still will come up to you and ask you if you are siblings or best friends. And it's like, no, Janet, I just kissed her on the lips. I don't really do that with my best friends or my sister. So yeah, I don't really see how that adds up, but good try. Alaya and I get this more than we would like to admit. If you go to the comments on my first video and read them, the majority of them are saying that we look like sisters, we look exactly the same, and you know, no hate to you guys, it's okay, you're just making an observation, but I myself cannot see the similarity between Alaya and I, and yeah, we're not sisters, we're dating. The next pro, though, is if you want to, you can both propose to a person and be proposed to. Again, obviously you could do this in a straight relationship too, but in a lesbian relationship, I feel like most of the time you propose to your partner and they also propose back. And that's just really special because you kind of get both ends of the spectrum. You get to plan a proposal and do this special thing for your partner, but then you also get to be in the position of being proposed to and having that special moment. And I just think that's really exciting and fun, and I'm so excited to propose to Alaya and also be proposed to by her. I just think that's very special, and it kind of gives you both that nice experience of getting to be proposed to, because that is a beautiful thing. And I think that should be normalized in any relationship. So that's my petition. Straight relationships, why don't you both just propose to each other? It's nice. I like it. The final con that I'm going to be sharing about being in a lesbian relationship is that there is nobody to kill the spiders or the bugs. Now, obviously, again, this just depends on the people in the relationship, but Alaya and I are both terrified of spiders, and whenever there's a spider in our house, like if there's a spider in her house or a spider in mine, we both freak out and have a lot of difficulty dealing with that situation and getting rid of the spider, and we often have to get someone else in our homes to do it. Now, when we live together and it's just us two, who's gonna kill the spider? We're just going to have to take turns, I guess, and just power through it and get the spider out of the house, but that is going to be so hard because they scare me so much, and I know they scare her too, so yes, terrifying. And to finish it off with the final pro about being in a lesbian relationship, it is that you have a built-in best friend and someone who it is quite easy to be intimate with. Like I was saying earlier, I feel like it's easier for two girls to have high emotion in a relationship and really invest a lot into that relationship, and I just think that that's really special, and you're just going to always have someone who's both the love of your life and your best friend by your side, and that's just the best way to be. The best love that you can have is a love like that, and I truly hope for all of you, straight, gay, bisexual, pansexual, whatever your sexuality may be, I hope that you can find a partner like that who is both your best friend and the love of your life, because it is truly the best feeling ever, and I find it so special, and I feel like that's a little bit easier to do in lesbian relationships, and I'm very thankful for that I was able to find that with Elia. Alright, that is enough rambling from me. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Like I said, very silly, just kidding around, just joking around. Obviously, every relationship can have these pros and cons. I was just generalizing, so don't take this too seriously, but I hope that you all enjoyed it and that it gave you a little laugh. If you can think of any other pros and cons about being in lesbian relationships, you can leave them below, because I would personally love to read them. I think that they're super fun and funny to read and learn about. And as always, if you have any other video requests, you can go ahead and leave them down below, because I like to make videos that you guys want to see. Anyways, that is it for this week's video, so thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next week for another one. Bye guys!